What's that? Is it the body part I'm thinking of? Oh, nope, it's just a finger. This won't do. A small intact spare oxygen cylinder. You can make a blueprint of the real small oxygen cylinder, which is forbidden to be installed on any non-state suits, including Breathedge Company funeral suits. A detailed plan of the habitation module. All the interior was torn out by depressurization. What a strange place, but maybe we can find something useful here. The durability of the engineering modules is impressive. Even such asteroids couldn't crash them. This is it. I wasn't sure if the engineer's legs remained intact, but we were lucky. Unfortunately, due to the security protocol, I cannot tell you that the special magnets built into his engineering tools can be used to illegally open the back panel of Breathedge coffins. You probably need some explanation about this. I have no right to inform you that Breathedge agency coffins exchange information with each other concerning obstacles flying by in order to avoid collisions in space. Collecting this information would help determine the trajectory of the captain's bridge, which in turn will determine the coordinates of its collision with the liner. Not the most useful instrument in space. The technology of opening the back panel of Breathedge agency coffins is commercial classified information, and therefore I cannot advise you to turn on the magnet, attach it to the lock, and pull the trigger to dislodge the locking mechanism. You'll have to figure it out yourself. Auto cleaners. I always thought of them as useless equipment, but seeing the size of this ball of debris they managed to roll, it makes me start to respect them. The trash ball mostly consists of electrical tape. You're doing great. You're almost there. Come on, just a little more. Do it before you realize that these mechanics just artificially prolong the gameplay. Such supplies of electrical tape suggest that engineers doubted the durability of the liner. Judging by the steady melting of the rolls, there was a fire in the engineering modules, but it definitely was not the cause of the disaster. Data acquired, but its analysis will take about 3 days. Nope, 3 seconds are enough. Apparently, the captain's bridge damaged the tank with mayonnaise on the port side of the liner. The mayo got pulled into the core's gravitational field, which increased its mass and decreased its activity. Bombarding the core with other similar debris will lead to a further decrease in its activity. Probably. What's left to do is to find something with similar properties to mayo and not kill yourself with such experiments. Seems like the liner is gradually falling apart. We need to hurry. In this regard, I will calibrate the radiation sensors a bit. You'll be able to get much closer to the liner, and we'll assume that you are not exposed to radiation at all. Some more evidence. Speaking of Normandy, your interlocutor has already mentioned this shuttle with survivors. It would be nice to find it before you actually destroy everyone. I will mark several interesting places that I found in the common notification system. If you want to open more coffins, there's a chance that I'll be able to detect new, potentially useful debris, while my anti-vandal program scares you with criminal liability. A dangerous predator, although in this case the predator just stuck to the floating remains. Thanks to your torture, I violated not only the Breathedge data protection protocol, but also entirely by accident. I repeat, entirely by accident. Cracked the data block, which I had insufficient privileges to access. From the information gathered, I can conclude that the agency coffins not only transmit information about obstacles, but also exchange strange encrypted data packets. Unfortunately, even when threatened with a drill, I wouldn't have enough power to decrypt it. You would need some military equipment here.
This is working autonomous oxygen station.
Interesting design. The wiring scheme for the steering wheel are even less complicated than in the pleasure ships. You can connect an oxygen station here if I've understood the blueprint correctly. Apparently, there was a survivor here, temporarily. During the explosion of the bridge, I managed to take measurements of your body to order a coffin, but it didn't come in handy after all. I'd like to note, you're in great shape. Keep it up. You're almost not so fat. Something was being assembled here. miracle of engineering. This vacuum cleaner flew fast, but not for too long. Unfortunately, the skillful engineer turned out to be a less skillful driver. Hope these antennas are spares and communications can work without them. Judging by the number of antennas, this is either a communication point or a communication point from another side of the liner. In any case, there's a chance to find Normandy and the other survivors. Looks like someone tried to get inside the module using the shuttle as a battering ram. By the way, did you know that originally the heads of some battering rams were carved in the shape of a ram? That's an interesting fact. The chance of injuring yourself with the electrical tape is 46%, which makes the dispenser the safest tool for useless construction and wasting your time. Remember not to put the loose end of the electrical tape down your throat. The pilot entered the module. Well, partly. At any rate, his brains are scattered all over the corridor, and they most likely got into the vent and activated the airlock pressurization protocol. You need to find another airlock to get inside. The service airlock. To be more precise, this was the service airlock. Unfortunately, now it's gone. But if you scan how its system works and get the necessary tools, we could try to repair it to depressurize the doors.
fra noi, Zagarielli Zapiglioni, Puglia mio cinti sapori, Breathedge udergiva, scriva e riga da cagna, griva dietro griva diva, griva duria gna, cianca chi è bianca, lascia Giorgi si crasa, Puglia mio caia da cianca, se ci tiri calle sa. Ti staro di pisa, zierstaro di ufadi, vidi scioblaca cubita, ognem ciazza pieriedi. Sogliuta spavarota, e braga fustoi, e cassia di spogliem miota, e mio cicmaladoi, e la cianca rasta cianca, lascia Giorgio si crasa, Anarniskaya tachanka, se ci tiri a cagliessa. A fascistim pacalon, si sopra li
Almost perfect. However, your biometric data shows a fit of acute frustration with the visual implementation of the construction system that doesn't match the given developer's promises and screenshots. The Breathedge agency is trying to take care of its customers' mental health, therefore I have to start stimulating your brain to create visual hallucinations. Your construction will look more attractive now, but there may be some side effects that are not worth paying attention to. You need to find the central interphone. If there's anything left undamaged there and you don't try fixing it, then we have a chance. Try to unclog the ventilation. A detailed plan of the service module. If you find the missing information, you can create such a module yourself. Who knows for what purpose? Before using such water, it's recommended to boil it first and then pour it out. like during the crash, they smashed their heads against the console, which now appears to be non-functional. It's a shame that airbags are not provided in spaceships. The observation post was broken before the crash. All the records are missing. Looks like a diversion. Unlike modern radios scattered throughout the area, this one uses outdated technology that even you can reproduce. The interphone is out of order, which is to be expected from a commonplace indie video game where the main gameplay is based on, oh, wait, it actually is in order. However, communications are down and the antenna needs to be fixed. Again. You need a special pass, which is issued only to employees of the liner. The antenna miraculously remained intact. You may start debugging. But where's the antenna? That was quite a barbaric act. However, it worked. Try to catch a signal from Normandy. Looks like it wasn't the antenna that caused the problem, but these broken wires. You need to deal with it. It's amazing that they are alive. Even with a serious decrease in the core's activity, it still must be extremely uncomfortable there. Have you ever heard of cannibalism among astronauts? Even if you take into account your excessive consumption of water and food, resorting to this would not be easy.
Ti starò di pizza, sier starò di uchodzi. Widzisz oblaka kubica, koniem ciaca pierjeli. I slonu ta stara, facepi wragów ustoj. Nie armio ti spogliemio ta, miocik maladoj. Echa cianka, cianka, Naša gordius i krasa, anarchijskая тачанка, все 4 колеса. А фашистским бакалоном бочий свинцо проливной загорели запылённи, пулемётчик птицобой. И эти неудержимо, грива рыжего коня, грива ветра, грива дыма, грива дыри огня. Тачанка, киевянка, наша гордость и краса. Пулемёткая тачанка, 4 колеса.
Such tubes are usually installed in the liner's service modules, where they cut down expenses on artificial gravitation.